Okay. So, oh, I didn't. Okay, we're gonna introduce everybody. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're gonna go in a
Yeah.
box or a circle and like introduce everyone.
Jay, I think we can go ahead and get
Go ahead,
started.
yeah.
Yeah, when Martier jumps on, we'll just make sure to have her introduce herself.
Okay.
I go first?
Jay will do his introduction really quick, Rashad.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, wait, go back. Okay. So yeah, let's give a big welcome to Joune. Official title, you're you're the official in-house DJ of Utah Jazz. Education, you hold a bachelor's degree from the University of Utah in operations management and supervision. Some DJing events. So you've done events like June, oh not June, but JetBlue Airlines, Sundance Film Festival, AMC Network, events for the University of Utah, Weaver State University, just to name a few. And also has had the privilege to be hired domestically and internationally. For example, Montreal, NYC, Boston, Idaho, the Dominican Republic, and various other parts of the United States. And just a little bit of personal background. I'm sure that you can give more detail about this if you want. Who comes from a musical family in Haiti and has been spinning in one form or another since the age of 15.
Wow, thank you.
And then we're just gonna start off with Rashad. Rashad, you know, the usual pronouns, name pronouns, position, and educational background.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hi everyone. My name is Elijah Rashad Oliver. I go by Rashad. I'm a rising sophomore finance major at the one and only Howard University. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I guess the fun fact would be I'm a photographer. Was that right, Jay?
I mean, we can do a fun fact. I was just saying.
Okay.
You know, let's get something new.
Okay.
Hey, Martia, we're just doing introductions right now. So if you just want to do your name, pronouns, position, educational background, and a fun fact.
Trying to prevent it from being so loud in the background, but hi everyone, my name is Martia Peterson. I'm a rising junior computer information system major from Detroit, Michigan. I attend Howard. My pronouns are she, her, and
Her.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mame. Sorry, my brain just like went blank. Can you repeat what I need to say?
Yeah, pronouns, your position, and then educational.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so my pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am in the middle of being a sophomore and a junior, and I'm studying information systems. Yeah. And a fun fact, I guess, is that I can eat a whole watermelon by myself without no shame. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Victoria.
Oh my gosh. Victoria Cabal, she, her, hers, director for Office for Student Inclusion at the School of Business. Oh my gosh. An interesting fact about me. I feel like I'm becoming less and less interesting as we go on. How about I'll do this one because I think Rashad will really like it because we connected on Monday about it. When I get a new car, which is going to be like when my car decides to die, whenever that happens, I really want a pickup truck. I've just always wanted a pickup truck, which people don't always like attach to me as thinking about me.
It's interesting, Victoria.
Interesting.
So yeah, my name is Javante Watson Hall, aka Jay. I respond to either or. Pronouns is he, him, his. Position, I am the graduate assistant for the Office for Student Inclusion. I am a second year in the education. I'm a second year master's student in the education leadership and policy program. And I love winter. Love snow.
You said you love winter?
I do.
That's interesting. Um, for me, as since you already introduced me, fun fact for me is I realized I'm gonna be a student for the rest of my life, and I'm in love with that process because I love learning. I love being involved and um, finding out new things and stay curious on how I can become a better person and how I can grow and how also I can use that knowledge to help others. So that's a fun fact for me. Um, for today's presentation, I'm not really going to talk about me too much because I want it to be about you guys. Um, and be free to ask me anything seriously. Just ask me whatever you want. For me, I think one of my skills is just not being afraid to go for what I want, not being afraid to move forward in life, even with setbacks. It's not gonna, it's not a straight line. My life has never been a straight line. Always ups and down, ups and down. And I think that's the beauty of it all, because that's when you learn when things don't go right. You can't win if you can't lose. So it's sometimes you have to take those lessons and move forward. And I'm always learning because I know I need the knowledge because I know there's a lot of things that I'm ignorant about. So the more I expose myself to more knowledge, and I can apply it to my life. And hopefully I can become a better person, and that's going to help me move forward and grow in whatever I want to do in life. I'm not afraid to do something new. I'm not afraid to fail. If I don't understand something, I'm not afraid to ask questions. I'm not afraid to ask for help, but I don't rely on people. So what do I mean by that? I'll ask anyone, but I don't expect anyone to all of a sudden help me with everything. But I'm not afraid to go ask for it because if you don't ask, you'll never know. My philosophy is I'm gonna ask. As long as I'm alive, I'll ask for anything because I will feel better asking than not asking and later on ask questions. What if I? Regrets is one of those things I try to minimize in my life. There's a lot of regrets I have, small, big, but as I'm growing as a person, I realize the less regrets I can have, the better I'm going to be and the happier I'm going to be. Because even if something didn't work, it's fine, but at least I tried. So I know I tried and I can say I tried instead of saying, hey, I didn't. And all of a sudden, I will never know. And that's one thing I don't want for me. As a student, I was always on campus trying to meet with everybody, not just people that looked at me, but I wanted to understand different cultures. I wanted to understand people from different backgrounds. And I wanted to understand how um, life experience is different for everybody. Even if we're in the same school, even if we're taking the same classes, our life is going to be different. So once I realized that, I never compare myself to anyone because my journey is my own. Even if I have friends who it looks like everything is the same, but it's in reality it's not because you have to go through your own ups and downs and they have to go through their own ups and downs. So with that being said, all I have to do is just focus on myself and work on myself. And once I do that, I'm not comparing myself with anyone, and the progress I make are my own, and I own it. If I have setbacks, it's also my own, and I own it also, and I can learn from that. And that's gonna help me move forward step by step. In the music industry, the same. As a business person, the same. As just entrepreneur or as a friend, I'm always trying to figure what's the lesson I can learn from that and improve whatever situation I'm in. For example, right now we're during like a pandemic, there's a lot going on. The event industry is basically on a big halt. So when all this happened, my question was like, okay, how can I adapt? How can I grow? And how can I pivot as soon as possible? Like she was saying, we could, everything switched online. We're doing virtual events. Um, I could use IG to still promote myself, use LinkedIn to make new connection with people because it's all about connecting also. And also still promote myself in a way where things go back. People are still gonna recognize me, not just for music, but as a person that's bringing value to the society. So that's very important. Um, I've done for the first time a virtual prom for the West Coast. That's in first for me. You know what I mean? Moving forward, I know I could do virtual events. I didn't have that experience before. Now I have it. I've done a virtual concert where I invited different artists, and it was a benefit concert, virtual artists, and we raised money for the BLM movement. Um, all those things are things I didn't know before, but I was not afraid to try because the mindset is I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for progress. I'm looking for improvement. And if I can improve over time, 2, 3 years from now, who knows where I will be? I don't know yet, but I know if I consistently put effort, which I can control, anyone can control effort. If you put effort consistently, something's gonna happen over time. The timing is none of my business because I can't control time. But over time, something will happen. I don't know what. So all I have, my main job, like people ask me, so what's your job? I always say my main job is to work on myself because if I can do those things consistently and improve every day, overall, everything I do is gonna get better over time. Um, Same as an international student, when I came to the States, first, my first language is French, and that's also Creole. So, and of course, we took English classes and stuff like that. But you didn't realize how much English you really know until you come to the state, and you need to have full conversation, and you realize you only know a few words. I'm like, how do I? So, but I was not afraid to just go outside and try to meet people, even though I couldn't really have full conversation. But that didn't stop me from going outside and meet people and ask people questions. How do I say that? How do I say this? And go into university, and I had to take more English classes so I can get my English up to date, so I can pass my other classes, stuff like that. Um, Using music as a way to connect people, to bring people together and meet them and stuff like that. So to be honest, if there's one thing I would tell my younger self is just don't give up, don't be afraid to take a chance, not risk, chance. Risk, you can take calculated risk, but taking a chance is taking a chance on your life, taking a chance on your career, taking a chance on all the things you think you should do that's gonna make you happy or that you think you want to try in life. If you guys have any question while I'm talking, don't be afraid to ask. Um, I'll be more than happy to have an interactive conversation. Um, let's see. As you guys are still in school, I don't know what you guys' goals are, but one thing I did is writing down my goals and refining my goals over time. Because things that I valued a couple of years ago, now I realize, I'm a whole different person. So have goals, but also be a little flexible with your goals. For me, my ultimate goal, to be honest, is just to be free to live my life and keep helping people over time. What do I mean by being free is I want to be able to wake up and decide what project do I want to work on? What client do I want to work with? What social issues I want to invest in? I want to be able to be free to speak my mind. I want to be able to be free to just go outside on a walk. So things like that. And for me, just ultimate freedom is just to be yourself at the end of the day. Because I'm not worried about other people's opinion. I'm not worried about failure. I'm not worried about any of that. Because I have nothing to lose because tomorrow is not even promised. So I got to do everything I want to do today.
So from this space of learning, what have the last few months for a DJ looked like? And how are you pivoting along everything that's been going on?
For my DJ business, I usually book a lot of things in advance. So most of the events I was gonna have between March and now, they all got pushed to next year or the end of the year. And also I've been booking events for next year also. But more importantly, I've been connecting with venues. I've been connecting with other people in the industry because everybody is on the same boat in the same industry, and asking myself a question: how can I help you right now? Not when things are really good, but when things are uncertain. So how can I help you? How can I promote your venue so your client can see it on my platform and maybe book you? How can we collaborate? Every Sunday, I bring in new artists on my IG Live and we have conversations about a new song they're coming with or their career, what are they doing moving forward, how they've adapted this pandemic, and what are the plans moving forward. So I'm trying to bring in a different version of things. I have a new podcast where I'm also talking about not just music, but also business tips I can give people. I've been, um, I'm also, I'm also a finance person because I do day trading, stuff like that. I've been training a lot of people and letting them know everything I learned from the past 4 years of me learning how to trade, things like that. Just bring value and all those things, they return back to you tenfold, to be honest. It's just when you help people, it solidifies your knowledge and it feels great to know that you can help someone and they don't have to go through the ups and downs as much. They can have a blueprint and go make their own mistakes, but they already know they have a blueprint and someone else as a mentor to help them moving forward. Um, I've also um, had a conversation with myself moving forward to um, ask myself what kind of client do I want to work with? um, are our values aligned right now. I'm not just going to do an event with anyone just because they're going to pay me, especially with all this what's going on. I want to be able to promote more Black music. I want to be able to work with people that understand and that value Black people in general or people of color. So all those things that I wasn't thinking about before, but now when someone comes to me, the first question is, have you checked my Instagram? Because I want them to see where I stand in the first place. And then if we are fit, maybe we can have a conversation about how I can help you. All those things moving forward. And because my time is becoming more valuable over time. Everybody's time is more valuable over time as you're getting more knowledge, more experience, and as an individual in the society. So for me, I'm starting to put guidelines on what kind of things I want to do moving forward and who I want to associate myself with as a student, as a business person, as an individual, or just a regular person, as a friend. So all those things just happen. So that's why I think, even though I'm not really playing anywhere every week, but it's been the best time just to self-reflect and have a lot of downtime, so I can reset and move. When I'm moving forward now, I'm a different person and I can move forward with more clarity and consistency, and I'm not confused on what I really want or not.
I have like a comment slash question.
Yeah.
So I like really liked how you said that you were always moving. You're not like a perfectionist. Like you don't want to see yourself as a perfectionist. You're more of like, how can I improve and how can I be better every day? And I feel like for me, I'm definitely more of like a perfectionist. And if I don't get something right, like I get angry at myself and it's just like a little rabbit hole that isn't great. So my question to you is like, how were you able to like, first, did you ever have that like mindset of I want to be a perfectionist? And also like, how were you able to like turn that into, I want to improve every day? Cause I want to be able to have that.
Okay. Well, thank you for your question. What I realized, we go to school for, why do we go to school? Because we were looking for knowledge, right? Why do we learn from books? Because they have something that we don't know yet. So perfection would mean you know everything. So if you know everything, then you don't need to go to school anymore. You don't need help from other people anymore. But if you're looking to improve over time, you're looking for help, then it's a different story. There's a different way you're looking at it. I'm not looking for perfection, but yes, I want to improve what I'm doing over time. And improvement comes with practice, experience, and continuous learning. You keep learning because if you keep, let's say you're a bicycle, I didn't, well, I wasn't born knowing how to ride a bicycle, but over time you go for it, you fall, you go for it, you fall. And the next thing you know, you're riding. And today, if you get on a bike, if you're on a bike, it's not, even if you didn't bike for a couple of years, you still have the skill to a bike. So for me, I know there's just so much I need to learn. Whatever I know now got me to where I am now. So think about everything I need to learn to get to where I want to be in the future. So if I'm looking for perfection, I'm going to be stuck in where I'm at. But if I'm looking for um, for me to improve over time, the needle is going to move forward, and that's all I need to worry about. Just perfection and progress. Slow progress is better than no progress. I don't care if it takes me 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, or whatever. It doesn't matter. All I know is I have a process, and I stick to my process. And process is, what can I do today that's going to help me move forward? Simple things. It could be just read one line. It could be just make one phone call. It could be just polish one post on my Instagram or take one online class. It doesn't matter what it is, but it's the mindset of I'm not looking for, nothing is perfect. Everything has some flaws in it. Everybody has ups and downs, but those who wants to improve over time, I feel like they have an edge. You're welcome. I think she's on mute.
Yeah, I am. I didn't really see it, but yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
I think whatever you said, like, hit home. Yeah, Mami?
Oh, would you?
Yeah, it did. I was very into it. It does. Yeah, because like for me, it's more of like, for me, like when I think of like perfectionist, it's more of like, oh, like you're already like super good at it and like you're the best and like there's like you can't be you're unbeatable, I guess. And so like there's no need for you to keep going. And like that's what I want, like that's how I want to be when I'm like what am I saying? But like yeah, so that's like kind of like what I'm trying to like say, that my goal in life is to be a perfectionist, but what you're telling me is that like that's not a good goal, because if you are a perfectionist then you're not able to learn, and like life is about learning. And I appreciate that. I like that. So yeah.
Let me add a little comment. I'm not saying it's not a good goal, but all I'm saying from my own experience is I would rather keep learning instead of saying I'm a perfectionist and I'm the best and I know everything. Because I know for a fact there's always someone who knows more than me, always someone who might be a better DJ than me. And it doesn't matter. The key for me is look where I am today and where I can be moving forward. And if I'm learning and I'm dedicating myself to the process, I'm gonna get better over time. I'm gonna improve, but I can't say I'm the best and that's it, it's over. If it's over, then I have nothing else to do. But if I keep improving, if I keep learning, there's always something new to learn. Even when you think you know everything, ask yourself a question. You don't know, there's so much more to know. And if you're humble about the process, I feel like when things don't work out, you're gonna be able to absorb the setback a little better, because you said, hey, it didn't work out, but I understand that I don't know everything, so it's okay. And I'm learning from the setback. I'm not saying I'm a perfectionist. Everything has to work, because some people, they want to be perfectionists and they don't make any move because they want everything to be right. They want everything to be perfect. And by the time you're ready to start, I'm already 50 miles away. I'm already 50 miles away, unperfect, but still moving forward. So that was my point. Yeah, you're welcome. Anyone else had another question?
Yes, I had a question.
Okay.
I just wanted to know how exactly you go about like planning. I guess you could say your life, but I know there's different ways that people like strategically plan. Like I like to like write things down. So I was just really curious, like just seeing like your personality and how you really like to get things done. So
My
just
pro. Okay. Thank you for the question. So I have okay. So in the daily process and yearly process. So let me break it down like that. Every year I write down what I want to accomplish this year, and look back at what I've accomplished last year. Some of the goals I reach, some I don't, but it's okay because I'm still doing. I mean, I'm still doing something. Um, my first process is to realize what I already have, what I'm already thankful for, and all the progress I already made. So now that I'm clear about where I am, I can appreciate all the effort and understand if I keep moving forward, there's a lot more that will come. On a daily, I wake up early every day and I write down specifically what I want to do today. It could be one thing, three things, four things, it doesn't matter, but I have a plan for the day. It's the part of the process. I wake up early. I stay off social media for 1 hour. I don't check my phone. I don't need distraction until my mind is clear on how I want my day to go, because I want to be in control of that. I don't want outside to control me because I could go on social media, someone message me, then I have to answer, then I have to answer an email. And next thing you know, you I wake up at 6, it's already 8, I'm still answering emails and the whole morning is gone. No. Um, I wake up early. I have my process. I go outside. Every morning I say to myself, I'm thankful just to be alive because I think that's the minimum. As long as I'm alive, everything is great. Because if you're not alive, that's it. It's over. But as long as I'm alive, healthy, and I can just look outside and look around me and see all those things I'm already thankful for. So that gives me a like extra boost to now attack the day how I wanted to attack it, and then I move forward to what I need to do, the task I have forward in front of me. Could be business task or just read books or just you know have a meeting like today, go live, whatever. So I just write it down, and at the end of the day or the next day, I just wake up and I check what I've done, um, and I block time for everything. So like today in my calendar, everything is block time. And once I've done those things, to be honest, my day is complete, and I have extra time to do whatever I want. I have extra time to go outside. I have extra time to just, I could be on the phone with someone for however long because I know what I needed to do today is complete. So that's part of my process. And then over time, I improve it. I figure out what can I do better or what not. And sometimes I just don't do anything because I also need time to reset. I'm not a machine. I need time to think about things. I need time to just appreciate, go on a walk, take a break from everything, and come back. Because I feel like when I push too much, and next thing you know, is my mind's kind of blurred and I'm not as efficient. But when I go um, when I work on things and then I take a little break and I keep moving forward, I feel like I have more energy to keep moving forward. So I hope that helped answer your question.
yes, it certainly did. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. Um, if anyone else has their own process they want to share, I think that would be great. So we all can learn from each other. Jay, you want to say something? Yeah.
So it's interesting because we talk about this all the time, but I believe in compartmentalization, and I believe that can help a lot. As far as like especially dealing with like tasks and dealing with like individuals and just it can be applied to anything in life.
Mhm.
So that's how I feel. I get through my days most of the time. Um, if anybody wants like an example of that, just like let me know. But I feel like it adds to like what you're kind of saying about like um, prioritizing and organizing and balancing and stuff. So Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It helps a lot. And it's like I said, I'm always looking to improve. I'm reading books on about how to improve things, and I'm always flexible in refining my process, how to make it best work for me. That doesn't mean it's gonna be what works for you, but you can see what works for someone else. Maybe try it or take something you think will work for you and just test things. Testing is very important. Like sometimes I try to wake up at 5:30, sometimes I try to wake up at 6:30, sometimes I try to wake up at 6, just to see what's the best time for me to have a full complete day. And just go like that and don't be afraid to try different things, to be honest. Just let's try for this. I don't think there's one way to do things. It's just you have to fit things to how you want to live your own life. Because at the end of the day, it's your own life. You want to be able to fit things how you want it to be. You want to be able to be clear on um, the type of life you want to live, you know, how you want to take advantage of all the opportunities that surround you, how you want to be, what kind of person do you want to be? All those questions and things you should be, now you should, it would be great if you're aware of those things and clear about those things. And it's gonna align yourself, and people, I feel like people are gonna respect you even more because you're gonna be able to say no when things don't work for you, and you're gonna be able to say yes when something's work for you, and you will not be afraid to let people know how you feel about things, let people understand what are your standards, and let people understand what kind of person you are, period. And I feel like when people can see that, and even upfront, you all of a sudden there's a level of respect and value that people see in you. And the reason of that is because you already see it in yourself in the first place. Okay, anyone else had any other question they wanted to ask?
Yeah,
Uh,
actually, I didn't really have any questions, but I did just kind of
uh,
want to say it's very impressive to me that you're always consistently looking to improve. It's one of the few things like I'm really passionate about is always finding some way to improve. Like this time, well, like last semester, I realized my shoe game was disgusting, so I was focused on that. But this summer, I've been more so focused on just trying to like be positive and that sort of thing. And though it can be kind of hard to always try to like push yourself to be doing better, I think it's really healthy for your mental health. And so it's just really good to hear another person of color talking about how much they love, taking care of themselves and consistently improving.
that's exactly, because to be honest, if I'm not doing well, how can I help someone else? It won't make sense. I need to be able to help myself first. And once I'm able to do that, I will know what works for me and share the knowledge and give you my experience and share with you. And then hopefully that can help you also. Um, Mental health is very important, and I take that very seriously. For me, I think everyone should enjoy life to the fullest and take advantage of this experience that we call life. Um, Now we're dealing with a pandemic. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of people that did not make it, and they didn't even know they had to deal with this whole thing. So for me, I just want to be able to be free and my mind be clear in a way where I am happy with what's going on. I am already happy with the things I know will come in my life in the future because I know only a matter of time. I'm not waiting for one thing to make me happy. It's my job to make myself happy because as we know, our mind is almost like a battle between you versus you. Your mind is it's sometimes wants to work against you because even though you have a lot working for you, you still might find yourself in a position where you're comparing yourself with someone else. Find a position where you want everything to be perfect, where and then you're not taking time to be thankful for what's already there. Or you might be like, hey, I should have been somewhere else, but I'm not there yet. It's okay. For me, as long as I am happy and I'm consistently working towards that, I feel like that's already a big win for me. And the rest, everything else is just bonus. I have a great life. I have good friends. I have a family that supports me. I'm able to talk to you guys. This is already a blessing. Seriously. Like first of all, a lot of people don't have the chance to do that. And I think for me, to be in that position is truly a blessing. And I will definitely take full advantage of that.
I love that you say that this time with us is a blessing, because I've like nerded out at having so much fun with this group of individuals over the last almost 2 months now, and really have gotten to enjoy getting to know them both on these calls and individually, and really excited that we get to partner with students on the other side of this country throughout our summer. So
Exactly. Everyone is from the States in this call? Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll let them introduce themselves again, but Rashad and Martier are interns with us through Howard University, which is a historically Black university and college in Washington, D.C. And then Mame is a student with us at the David Eccles School of Business here locally. So we're kind of calling in from lots of different places, because even though Mame is a student at the U, she is home for the summer to train as a student athlete from home. So we're calling from lots of different states today. Do people want to kind of say where we're calling in from?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Mame, let's start with you.
I was going to introduce myself again, but no, you're Virginia.
Virginia, okay.
Yeah.
I'm from Memphis.
Martier.
I'm from Detroit, Michigan, so Midwest thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
And yesterday, which is crazy to think, right? That was yesterday, right, Rashad, that we were on another call?
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday Rashad called from Texas. He drove out to Texas to get his new little baby car.
Oh,
it's like your little baby, right? So yeah, we've had a fun summer of calling from lots of different places. Rashad also joined us on a road trip call as he went to go pick up all his stuff from campus, because students had to leave campus without any of their stuff as the pandemic hit. So we've had quite the adventure calling from lots of different places around the country since we started.
That's interesting. One more thing I wanted to add is besides, so when it comes to business, what I realize is it comes down to basically one thing: just bringing value to other people. That's it. Being valuable in the marketplace, that's what it comes down to. Yes, business does different things. There's marketing, there's finance, there's accounting, all that stuff. But when it comes down to what you're doing is bringing value to someone else. When someone asks me or message me for something, the first thing is I say, how can I help you? Because I'm helping them. There's a need, this is why they're calling me. They need me to help them with something else. So bringing value, whatever you're doing, your career, whatever, I think if you kind of try to think like that and trying to think of it like this is, how can I help? Let's say if you're working with a company, how can I help this company improve? How can I help this? How can I help my community? How can I help my team? How can I help my school? And asking those questions will give you answers over time. And I think those answers will give you an edge. For me, I always tell myself, how can I help my community? How can I help? How can I help empower people that look like me to understand that, hey, you can do anything you want. It's not going to be easy, but it's worth it. And next thing you know, all of a sudden, when I started asking these questions, I'm talking to students, I'm talking to other people, and just by asking myself this question, I'm putting myself in position to be able to do those things. I was a couple of years ago, I asked myself, how can I be valuable to companies as a DJ in Salt Lake City? Then I realized companies, they might need a DJ for a corporate event. They might need a DJ for New Year. They might need a DJ for like a promotion, whatever they're doing. I never thought about those things because I never asked the question. Now, because I asked myself the question, how can I be valuable to those people? Now I'm not afraid to get on the phone and call them. Hey, how are you doing? I know Christmas is coming. I was wondering if you guys are doing a party. If so, how can I help you? I'm not asking them for a job. I'm asking them, how can I help them? You see the difference? So it's almost like they said, yes, we were waiting for you to call me. It's almost like that. Hey, I was waiting for the photographer to call me. And because of that, I'm not afraid to call anyone. A couple of years ago, I made a list of like maybe 20 companies. I called them one by one. Hey, how are you doing? Christmas coming, Merry Christmas. I'm a DJ in Salt Lake City. I was wondering how can I help you for your next corporate event. Hey, we're not doing an event this year, but next year we might do one. And let me put you in contact with the person who's in charge. Bang, connecting. Next thing you know, I have this person in my contact list. They know who I am. And next party, who do you think they're gonna call? Who do you think they're gonna call for the next event? Same thing. It's the same for almost everything I do. How can I be valuable to someone else? How can I be valuable to my family? How can I be valuable to a friend? Same thing. I always ask myself, how can I be valuable to someone else? And by asking those questions, I always have something to do. And I feel like that's part of my job. Asking myself this question, and then if I have answers for those things, those are the things I'm doing on a daily. That's it. Like today, how can I be valuable to you guys? It's basically sharing my stories, sharing what I learned so far, and I still have a lot to learn. And hopefully that can help you move forward. Because for me, I didn't have like Zoom call when I was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I wasn't in a meeting with other people telling their stories. I wish I did. Those are the things I learned over time. Then I realized, wow, if I can learn from someone else and I can learn to get the knowledge from school and you put those two things together, things are going to move forward for me even faster because it's two sides of things. The mindset, the setbacks or things plus the knowledge because and how do you put those two things together? And you with everything you have, you put it as a package, then you have that to offer to other people. So it's very interesting. And who said he was into photography? Oh, you said that? Yeah. I mean, as a photographer right now, there's so much question you can ask and find answers to, and people will need your service, even if you think there's a lot of photographers in your area. So what? Your question are gonna have different answers, and that's what's gonna give you an edge, and that's what's gonna help you stand out from the crowd, and that's what's gonna help you do things differently, and even things what people don't even think a photographer could do, you know? So I hope that helped.
That was great. I mean, I'm just going to speak for myself. We do have about 10 minutes. I will be honest, I might have to sneak off a little early because I've got a 4 o'clock with our first Ascent scholars coming up. But we definitely still have a little bit of time if there are any other questions or anything else we want to share.
I have a question for you because I know you have your hand in kind of like a lot of different things. How did you know that like DJing and then finance and that type of stuff was like the right path for you?
I started DJing. Okay, I'm not gonna say started DJing. I started being involved in music since I was probably 10, 12. And then in life, sometimes you stumble into things and you just stay curious about it. And I figured out, okay, that's something I find myself spending a lot of times trying to learn it, and be passionate about it. Like I wake up in the morning, first thing I want to do is play music. So once I realized that, and I started just started from the basic, started from zero. How can I learn from this thing? Like, what do I need to learn? Who's doing it right now? And I can go see how they're doing it. Something I do a lot, especially when I go to a different town, go see the DJ and listen to how they mix, how to do things. So when I was 15, that's when I really started. But what I mean by started, it's just nothing. I was just playing music compared to what I'm doing now. I was just pressing buttons. Did I really know what I was doing? No. But I kept at it. And every time I stopped doing it, and I found myself going back at it. So then I realized, okay, I have something special that I'm very attracted to. And the next question is, people started realizing that, and people started, there was a need for it. People like, hey, can you do my party? Can you DJ at my birthday party? And then I realized, okay, I could do it, but I'm not that great at it. But people were still okay with that. Then I realized, okay, I don't need to be perfect to even start. I just got to start. Then I started, and next thing you know, someone else said, hey, we need you for the party. We'll pay you. Then I realized, okay, someone is willing to pay me now. Okay, something is, okay, that's interesting. People started paying me for my skill and my time. And over time, then I realized, okay, I can make some money with that. Now, the next question is, how can I turn this into a business? Turning something into a business is a whole different equation because, first of all, you need to be able to attract clients to you. You need to have a brand, all those things. You need to keep learning. You need to be able to understand how business work. And also the question I asked before, how can I be valuable to my town, my city, and the people around me, like Salt Lake City? How can I come from Haiti. How can I come here? Of course, there's other DJs. And at some point, being able to attract client to myself at some point. They must see something in me that other people are not providing or that, that I stand out in a certain way. So it's all those things you learn over time. It's not overnight. Over time you realize that. And as far as finance, it was a class I took, um, a finance class. I think it was investing class, something like that. Um, and I realized I had two teachers at the business school. One was long-term investing, one was day trading. And then I was like, okay, let me see which one will work for me. And then I just started. And next thing you know, 4 years later, I'm still doing it because I found that I'm passionate about it. And once I'm passionate about something, I'm gonna go all in. I want to learn as much as I can, as much as possible into it. And that this is for me, 60% of my day, I'm studying. I'm watching videos. I have many courses I'm taking. I'm always learning because those things, they're the things I want to do in the first place. Now the question, why not do it better? Why not do it at a higher level? And the more I'm asking those questions and the more I'm improving myself and the better a client I can attract to me, the more exposure I'm getting from other people. And next thing you know, you have companies calling you out of nowhere and saying, hey, would you want to help us do something? And once I realized that, I'm like, yeah, this is a formula for me that works for me. I'm gonna keep improving because it's only a matter of time where the people I want to attract to me will be attracted to me because I will be that person. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So anyway, so I think we have like 8 minutes. So just want to make a final comment to you guys. Don't be afraid to reach out to me or anyone in your circle that's already helping you. Um, don't worry if you made some mistakes. I make mistakes all the time, but the key is to find a way to learn from it. Mistakes are okay if you're learning from it, and then just go for it because if you really want it, you're gonna go for it, and eventually something good's gonna happen. So just don't be afraid to go for it. Just go. Don't worry about other people's opinion. A lot of people are not gonna see it because they don't have your vision. So just go for it. If you feel it inside of you, go. Don't be afraid. Just go for it. So that's my final message for this Zoom call.
Thank you. I think that is a wonderful takeaway to go as we move forward. I think particularly too, thinking about what we're collectively working toward this summer. So if those wild ideas come up and we're not thinking about it, or we're afraid of like, oh, what is the Echo School going to think about this proposal that we have? Just go for it, right? Because it may be the best idea that we ever had. And I'm excited to see what y'all come up with for next steps, and not just from what the project is that you all are working on this summer, but what you do moving ahead. So thank you so much. And thank you again for spending this hour with us and sharing your stories, your experiences, and your guidance with all of us. I've always thoroughly enjoyed hearing from you, and it was great to be able to hear from you again. And I will admit, I was in such an excitement to send off that email to you about the mentorship that I didn't really close it out with like asking if you were interested.
Yeah.
So after you review it, if you find that maybe it's more of a commitment than you have the capacity for right now, know that it is actually an invitation and an ask. It's not a,
Okay,
not a
sounds
demand.
good. Yeah, just send me that email and I'm definitely good.
Yeah. No, I already sent it, and I forgot to add the like actual question of like, let me know if you'd be interested. So now I'm speaking of mistakes, right? We just own those mistakes.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, okay, thank you too much, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good weekend, team. We'll see you next week.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.